Good morning. We are talking today about the 3 reasons I moved to Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. If you don't know, or if you haven't checked out any of my other videos, I'm Kurt. I'm a local realtor, and I have a pretty crazy background. I was military for about 7 years, and I got stationed down here in Fort Walton Beach at Hurlburt Field. And I knew nothing about this place. It was a mystery to me. I think my parents came to Navarre Beach a long time ago, and I remember the smell of the ocean. That's probably what I remember the most. And I just remember the water, how clear it was. I mean, I took a big, deep breath of that smell. If you've ever been to this area, Pensacola has a really distinct sea smell. It's not a bad smell. It's one of those that you just remember, though. It's like, whoa, I remember that. I'm back. Takes you back to the memory, you know? So whenever I separated from the military, because my wife didn't want to move to Japan with me, I don't know why, because now she wants to go vacation in Japan. And by the way, I'm got my eyes on the road. I'm not looking at the camera, by the way. Some people are freaked out about that, but that's why I'm wearing sunglasses. So I'm talking to you, but I'm focusing on driving. And I've got my dogs with me as well. I've got 2 Chihuahuas, Coco and Teeny, and we're driving down 98. Well, anyways, the 3 reasons why I decided to stay in the Destin. We've lived in Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Santa Rosa Beach, 30A. We've lived everywhere. We've moved like 7 times since I've been here in about 15 years. Anyways, so the number 1 reason that I moved here and stayed here and wanted to start my family here was I believe this is the happiest place on earth. And you might think I'm crazy because people come here and they see the traffic and they see the crazy people and, you know, they're blocking off beaches and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. Which is part of it. I get it. But it's magical. And it makes you feel like home. Because it's not crazy where you just feel like, oh my gosh, I'm on vacation all the time. You know, there's no small town feel to it. It's probably the number 1 thing people ask me is like, what is it like to live in a beach town? You know, because we do get a lot of visitors during the summer, spring, all that stuff. We get a lot of visitors. But honestly, we don't live near the beach. Well, I mean, if you live in Santa Rosa Beach, you're near the beach. We're about 10 minutes from the beach. And we live on the intercoastal, more specifically a canal, a man-made canal. And we live north of Sacred Heart Hospital, which is about a mile down the road from us. Because you have Sacred Heart, you have 98, and then we have a bunch of forest area below it, and then the beach. Forest area will never be built on, never be developed. It's Florida National Park. Topsail State Park is what it's referred to as. And I take my son camping out there all the time. It's crazy because you're in a pretty big area with a lot of people, and you get out there and it's trees and wilderness and wildlife and deers and bear, believe it or not. Small bears, not like grizzly bears. And they're usually very scared of you, so don't worry about the bears. I would worry about the raccoons. I left my food out one night camping, and the raccoons got into my food at about 2 in the morning. I tried to wake my son up. He wouldn't get up, so I had to throw little rocks at the raccoons to get them to go away from my food because I didn't want them to bite me while I got out of my tent. Excuse me. And take a drink of water here. So, to me, this place feels like home. We live in a small community. We're raising our kids here. I've got 2 kids. Noah just turned 5, January 5th. And Jordan, my daughter, is turning 3 on February 14th, Valentine's Day. It's kind of cool. So anyways, our kids go to local schools here. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, beach towns, they don't have schools, they don't have infrastructure, they're kind of built for tourism and all this. This is Coco, by the way, who's trying to get up here. I have this blocked with my console lid, but somehow she really wants to get up here and hang out with you guys and me. So my kids go, Noah, the older boy, goes to Gateway, and it's a Christian school. It's very nice. Been very happy with it. Before that, he went to a daycare called St. Rita's, and another great school, fantastic people, Catholic school system. And he'll stay at Gateway, which is connected to Destiny Worship Center, this church. I think for a while. He really likes it. And next year, this coming year, September, I think, Jordan will be going from Roan, which is I think they call it Stepping Stones now, but it used to be called Roan outside of Regatta Bay. And she'll be going to Gateway as well. So that'll be fantastic. And, you know, I've gotten so close to the other parents, teachers, that it honestly feels like a small town. Yes, there's a lot of tourists, but you can live here full time. You can enjoy the amazing benefits just like you would in a city. We have amazing schools. The biggest transition was probably COVID. Whenever people moved down here from Atlanta, Birmingham, New Orleans, wherever you were, they had a higher expectation of where the healthcare needed to be, where the schools needed to be, where everything needed to be better. And the community as a whole really rose up, started paying more money for teachers, started bringing in better doctors, and I honestly think, I'm still surprised. I think most people would be surprised at the quality of care they can get down here at the beach. That was a big issue whenever I lived here initially. First time I moved here, is that if you wanted care, you had to go to Panama City, you had to go to Pensacola. That's where the best doctors were, because those are the biggest cities around, or you had to go to Atlanta. It's kind of crazy. I still have friends who have doctors in Atlanta. My doctor's here locally. She's amazing. She's actually a licensed nurse practitioner. And so the number one thing I would say that keeps me here is the fact that it feels like home. The number two thing that keeps me here is actually, believe it or not, we have an amazing outdoor experience here. If you love being outdoors, there's nothing better than being here, honestly. We have everything. We have an intercoastal, you know, if you're into inshore fishing, you know, if you're into riding jet skis, boats, stuff like that. Obviously, you know, fishing is the biggest thing you can do inshore. It's amazing. Nothing is better than just being on a boat, going to try to catch some redfish, which can get very big. Or get on a charter boat and go try to catch redfish. It's a lot more successful usually, but we love living on the water. We live on the water, like I said, in a little man-made canal. And what that means is our canals connect. The way it works here is our canals are smaller, kind of finger type man-made built inlets off of bayous, and the bayou feeds out into the bay, or also the intercoastal is what a lot of people call them. So the biggest difference between the man-made canals and the bayous and the bay is that the man-made canals, hold on, I'm next to a big truck. Hopefully it didn't kill my sound there. The man-made canals are straight, same distances, almost like a street, but it's water. So you have houses on each side. It's very kind of plotted out as a subdivision style. Lots are very similar size, and it's an okay place to be. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You're kind of in a fishbowl because you got people across from you, you got people perpendicular to you, next to you, across the water to the right, across the water to the left. You know, you're kind of in a fishbowl. Everybody can look in your windows. Everybody can see you. It is what it is. But next would be kind of a bayou, where all the lots are different because it still has the natural geographic curvatures of the natural layout of the land. So some lots are deeper, some lots are more shallow, some lots are wider, some lots are, you know, more narrow. And a lot of times these types of lots are restricted on how you can build your seawalls, because where your land touches the water, typically there's going to be seagrass, wetlands that can be protected. I can get into more specifics, but if you're thinking about being on the water, please work with an agent who either lives on the water, knows about these setbacks, knows about the Department of Environmental Protection, the DEP, and has worked through the permitting process to build on these lands, because 80% of the property could be unbuildable. Your lot could only be 20% buildable, but you're paying for 100% of that property, right? So that becomes part of the negotiation tactics. That becomes part of the conversation with the seller whenever you're pricing the property. How much buildable area do you actually have? So anyways, back to being on the water. So we have a boat lift. I work with a great contracting company who's local, and they build boat lifts. That's all they do. Docks, boathouses, whatever you want to call it. It's got 1,000 different names. Essentially, it's a covered structure with pilings that support a lift with a roof. Ours has a roof, some don't have a roof, with a lift that gets your boat out of the water. And when you want to go fishing or go have fun on your boat, you lower down your boat and you go. It's really cool. So anyways, we have a boat and a jet ski. We're lucky enough to have a jet ski too. And my kids love the jet ski. It's so much fun. So much fun. But you can drop the boat down, you can get out from the canal to the bayou, to the bay, and then a lot of people are familiar with the Destin Harbor. That's a huge kid-friendly spot. Lots of things to do. Zip lining and airbrushing and fun stuff like that. But the Destin Harbor is an access point from the bay to the Gulf. It's called the Destin Pass, where you can go out into the Gulf directly from the bay. It's really cool. The next biggest one closest to us, there's one in Pensacola, there's one in Panama City, where you can access the bay, from the bay to the Gulf. It's incredible. You can go from residential, houses everywhere, condos in Destin to, 10 miles out. So if your boat goes 60, you're talking 10 minutes, right? In 10 minutes, you can be to 200 to 300 foot of water fishing. This is incredible. The snapper, we have red snapper here, absolutely amazing. We have grouper, one of my favorite fish, favorite all-time fish. I don't catch a lot of them. Catch a lot of red snappers, those are easy. Groupers are a little bit tougher. But anyways, I love to fish. One of my biggest hobbies is fishing. I got about, my wife will tell you I've got 20 hobbies. I love to fish. I love to golf. I love to be outside. Camping, hunting, whatever. I like to just be outside. Don't really harvest a lot of animals. I only catch or harvest what I will absolutely eat. I think that's a good way to live your life. I know a lot of people go fishing and they put out like 50 fish in front of their boat, and I don't think they can eat 50 fish. And what typically happens is they catch 50 fish, they leave out 2 or 3 to eat fresh, and then they freeze the rest, and then by the time they get back out to fish, they catch more fresh fish and then get rid of the old fish that they never ate that have been frozen. It's kind of a waste in my opinion, but that's my opinion. So the second thing was, being on the water, being able to have fun with your kids on the water. I think that's what is really missing. I'm gonna get a little philosophy in here. I look for activities that I can enjoy with my family, that I enjoy too. I think everybody likes to be on the boat, right? It's not hard to try to convince people to go out on the boat on a beautiful day and, cruise around, see some dolphins, see some fish, lay out in the sun a little bit, have some great conversations with friends. It's beautiful. Best thing ever. So anyways, if you got questions about any of this stuff, where do we take our boat? We go to Crab Island. There's a secret place we go called Baby Crab Island. It's very cool. It's not really a secret, but it sounds cooler when I say that. And then the third thing. What's the third thing that I love about this place. So we recently went to Disney World last week for my son's birthday and New Year's, and one of my best friend's birthday, Tony. And we rented a house in Orlando, and then we got a place on Disney, did the whole experience. It was fantastic. Love going to Disney with kids. And the food is outstanding. It really is. It's amazing there. We went to Epcot, ate at the Mexican place. Everything was outstanding. And everyone says, well, you live at the beach. There can't be good food. It's not going to happen, because, chefs, why would they live at the beach when they can live in Atlanta and they could, they could get amazing prices for quality food. More people with more money, they're going to pay more for great food. Emeril Lagasse. Everybody probably knows Emeril. Bam! That's what he says. That's what he's famous for, right? He lives here in the local area. Amazing guy. Very humble. Come talk to you. Say hey. Has a restaurant here. It's absolutely fantastic. Emeril's Coastal Cuisine is what I think it's actually called. And every week it seems like there's a new restaurant opening up, or restaurants are upgrading, changing, improving their menu, their quality, and it's getting better and better and better. Now, the closer you get to the beach, yes, you're gonna have tourist spots that charge you $20 for a fish sandwich. That's just the way it is, okay? Don't let that get you down. Go check out some new spots to eat. One of my favorite spots, believe it or not, it's really cool, really, really cool, local spot, is Wine World. You might have been to it. It's located here in Grand Boulevard. Grand Boulevard is a commercial shopping center, restaurant area that is right next to Sacred Heart Hospital. So not only do you have a hospital next to us where we live, you have an amazing area that has shops, dining, has a gym facility, a movie theater, has everything you need, really. And it's so close. I think that's the biggest difference. We went up to Atlanta a couple months ago. It took 20 minutes to get to anything. 20 minutes to go to lunch, 20 minutes to go shopping, 20 minutes to do it. And it was like, oh my gosh, I completely took advantage of the fact that it takes me 2 minutes to get to a restaurant, 2 minutes to get to the grocery store, 2 minutes to get to the hospital. And it's just convenient. From where I live, you can actually take a golf cart if you really want to. About 39 degrees out right now. It's around Christmas time. And so I wouldn't recommend that, but you can do it. A lot of people ride bikes. E-bikes have become a huge thing here. A lot of people love their e-bikes. I've got an e-bike. I got a fat tire e-bike so I can ride on the beach. Really cool. So my point is, the restaurants are getting amazing. They already are amazing. Don't let me rephrase that. They are amazing. They're getting better and better and better. And I encourage you, if you take a vacation here, go check out some local spots. Check out 30A. Cafe 30A is one of my favorite spots over there. It's a little upscale. But what's amazing about this area too is the people. Nobody's trying to show you or impress you about who they are. What do I mean by that? There's a place here in Grayton Beach called Red Bar. It's pretty famous. It burned down. They rebuilt it. It's still amazing. And you can go in there, and they have a chalkboard with their menu on it. It's really laid back, kind of beach style. And you can order some food or whatever, and you can sit at the bar and wait for it. And at the bar, the guy next to you or gal next to you could be wearing, old raggedy jean shorts with a tank top, sunglasses, and a hat, and they could be a Grammy Award winner. It could be Jason Aldean. It could be any number of celebrities or amazing artists who come here to get away from the craziness and Yeah, they're recognized, but it's not like where people run up and try to get autographs and they're like, oh my God, you're so-and-so. People are like, oh, cool, he's at the bar. That's awesome. We're all hanging out together. So I think people kind of put that image that people, they have to look like a celebrity. They have to sound like a celebrity. They can just relax. They're at the beach. I think that's actually South Walton's motto. Relax, you're here. You're at the beach. So there's a lot of information. There's a lot of different communities. Family communities, rental communities, investment communities. But if you have questions about any of these, we've been here for 15 years. I've been vacationing here for, 30 years. So I know the area pretty well. And I love it. I really do. And I love hearing what clients are looking for, finding that property or location, because properties, it's kind of one of those that, the perfect house might not be there, right? But I've seen so many times people are like, well, I can't find the perfect house, so I'm just not going to be down here from Atlanta or Louisiana or wherever. And I'm like, look, the perfect house will come up at the perfect time. So what gives you the best opportunity to be ready for that is to be in the area. Find something in the area, find the location that you love, and just get down here, and experience it. I mean, it's one of those that I feel like so many people try to wait until it's the perfect time. There is no perfect time. The perfect time is whenever you say, I'm committing to going to the beach. I'm gonna start living my life at the beach, because inevitably, if I'm not stressed out as much, I'm gonna be healthier, I'm gonna sleep better, I'm gonna live longer, and therefore I'll probably make more money to buy the next house that is my perfect house, that fits my needs at that time. So, I hope you found this video informative. It's a quick little, 20-minute video. And it hopefully gave you some insights into the fact that you don't have to just visit here. You can vacation here and stay and live, So I hope you liked it. I'll make more, don't worry. Let me know in the comments if you're thinking about, hey, what about this area? What about that area? And if you've been here, what's your favorite area? Why is it your favorite area? Because I like to know. I don't know everything about this place. I see hidden stuff all the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is cool. Let me go check it out. So, enjoy the day. I'm grateful for you watching. I'm grateful for the opportunity to live in this place. It's incredible. Hopefully I can make a friend. Oh, I love to golf too. I don't know if I mentioned that. So if you golf, please let me know. I love to golf. Terrible at it. I know. I think everybody is, but nobody tells anybody else that they really are. But anyways, enjoy the day. Have some fun. And I'll see you soon.